and welcome to the last game of the evening. It is still StarLadder, still StarSeries, still Season 8, still Day 11, and the 5th game of 5. Today, Na'Vi will be on the Dire side with the Retry on the Radiant side. Of course, I am not alone. That's right, I've got two people here with me to provide you with the best coverage that we can give you. It is Nahaz, our statsman, and of course my co-caster, Mott. Welcome back.
Thanks for having me. Of course, the last game of the evening, we just saw Na'Vi in an outstanding game from them against the Spirit Gaming. Obviously, they're going against the Retry here, and really, Retry had a great game earlier as well. We can talk about that a little bit more in depth if we would like to, but obviously they've got a draft going right now. There is going to be the Elder Titan coming out as well as the Alchemist, so the Retry with a little bit of a strange strategy, strange kind of, I guess you could say, picks. They had the Tusk as well as the Lestrak, and one of the most interesting drafts I've seen, at least of today. We'll see what they want to go for, if they go for a little bit more of a kind of unusual draft. And I would like to see that very much so, because they did well with it last time. I wouldn't mind to see him go for another strange hero again.
Yeah, I mean, Tusk, why not, right? Let's take a look at the standings real quick, as we have got the Retry sitting on 6 games played, 3 won, 3 lost, 9 points for them. They are right above the Na'Vi squad, as they have got... Oh, I didn't add the number of games. So Na'Vi has played 3 games thus far. 2 won, 1 lost, 6 points. We're going to see if they can get themselves up to 9 points as well, with which they would move to the number 10 position. And of course, hopefully for them, they'll keep rising until they reach the number 1 or number 2, 4, 2, 3, 4, because only the top 4 move to the LAN finals in Kiev. But yeah, time will tell. The Retry, I was impressed with them 2 games ago. It was an amazing game to watch. If you haven't seen that game, make sure you do. The VODs will be up on my YouTube later tonight, and you should definitely watch that game, as well as Empire versus Relax, because also that one was a really good one to see. So we have got the bans complete. Both of the teams decided to ban out the support with their last ban. VIII and Venomancer still have the Crystal Maiden in the pool, though, as well as the Pugna and the Lich. Lich hasn't been really that popular lately, but Pugna has been. But we'll see what the Retry has in store for us, because I'm really hoping for something spectacular. I'm hoping that they can give it to us. Yeah,
absolutely. And, well, with the bans out we've already seen, they're going to go for the Viper first pick. And this is a hero that might not get picked in the second pick phase, so they grab it now. I don't know if its first pick is really necessary. You kind of show your hand with the Viper. And I think Na'Vi should know that they played it earlier on as, like a carry hero. So Na'Vi can pick accordingly. They could even go for a Crystal Maiden if necessary, which they didn't ban out. They actually banned out the Alchemist, which PGG played to great effect. Crystal Maiden should be a nice pickup here. Elder Titan is not available, like we saw with the ban. They can go OD for Dendi. That'll be a really nice hero for him to absolutely just dominate the mid lane if they want to go that route. I'm not sure if it's the greatest pickup against Viper, but it's certainly not bad. So a couple of options for them as we get into the reserve time for Puppy.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, the previous game of Na'Vi versus versus Despera didn't start until the game with the Retry ended. So they had the chance to see that game of the Retry, so they saw the Viper, because Nubik was a boss on that one, so they might be knowing what they can be looking towards here. They might be already slightly prepared for what they are going to do here. They still secure themselves the Crystal Maiden support, so that will be a good one. And they, I just don't like the Weaver lately. But Na'Vi pick it. Havos will play it most likely. It can be very strong, but I just don't.
It's good in this scenario. Yeah, it's good in this scenario because you're facing against a Viper, and it doesn't matter if you get a Viper strike, because Shikuchi will just get you out of there in any sort of trouble. So I do like the Weaver in this matchup. I agree with you. In recent matchups, it's not been good. People have been picking it up just to pick up Weaver, but in this specific instance, I like it a lot more. The Retry pick up Rubik because they don't want to have to deal with another Viper strike stealing scenario. I like that pickup, but it's not the best support in comparison to something like a Crystal Maiden, a Visage, or Venomancer, which all of those are either picked or banned out. As you can see, the Clockwork has been banned. Funny plays a great Clockwork if necessary. Funny's been playing actually a lot of heroes to great effect, and he's honestly one of the best players on Na'Vi now with how good he's been playing. But we'll see what he gets picked up from Puppy right now. We might even see another crazy, carry coming out for Havost, and Kuroki picking up another crazy support for himself. So the draft is into its second ban phase, and already I'm liking the look of both teams.
Yeah, I think that the Retry is pretty comfortable with their picks indeed, as well as Na'Vi is. We do have Na'Vi banning out some of the stronger mid-heroes still, so I am assuming that they know that Viper might be on the safe lane. Dragon Knight removed. Also the Clockwork removed from the pool. It's a good initiator to have, and I think the Retry just doesn't want to deal with the amount of lack of chaseability that they would have if the cogs were in a fight, in any fight. They want to just be able to run at people, assuming that we might see a Tusk still in that mid lane. We'll see though. The first pick after the ban phase will go the way of Na'Vi, so they are able to secure themselves a hero that they greatly want. I feel like we're still missing a hero that is picked up or banned out so often. I mean, OD! OD is still in the pool.
Yeah, that's what we talked about earlier. Outworld Devour could be so good for them here. Yeah. Especially up against Viper. Rubik would be nice. They definitely could still go for that, and they have the pick here. I don't know if they want to, and they might go for something else. Beastmaster's banned out. Lifestealer's also still available too, which is important to know. Not picked up nearly as often, and we saw why in the previous game. He did well, but he had nothing really around him to make him feel a little bit better. So we'll see what they want to go for here with this next pickup, as they have still 1 minute and 26 seconds left on reserve time.
Yeah, and they banned out the Beastmaster? Is that a Lifestealer setup?
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's why I mentioned the Lifestealer, is because Beastmaster ban usually means that there's no Roar available. And obviously, they'd have to deal with if there was a ban on the other side. So, you know, you could ban one thing, and they will go for the Lifestealer. So that I mentioned it, and for good reason as well. They do pick that up. And I talked about a greedy draft last time around. Yeah. It's the same sort of thing for Na'Vi. So interesting. And they might play it differently, though. They can send one of these heroes mid. I highly doubt it, however, but still, should be interesting to know.
I think the main difference that we're going to see this game compared to what we saw from Aspera previous game is, like, we saw Aspera running a Wind Ranger mid. Now, that's not really the hero that you would say, you know what, this hero is going to take over the game early to mid game so that it buys time for Lifestealer and Weaver. So I'm kind of thinking that Na'Vi will have a more aggressive mid than Aspera had, and therefore it could work. They could be buying enough time for the Weaver and Lifestealer to get big. On the other hand, if the Retry once again has a strong early game, it might be too much for Na'Vi to take. It might take too long for both the Lifestealer and the Weaver to get up the farm. If they delay the game long enough, they'll still have it, but if the Retry can get their early game aggression going, which I'm assuming they are going to try for again, since that seems to be their strength, and apparently it works for them. I mean, it's definitely risky of Na'Vi. And as you said, it might just be a bit greedy. As the Pugna gets picked up by the Retry, so that will be their mid hero. They reveal that very early on, though, as in Na'Vi has every chance they have, like, to just pick a counter to the Pugna, because there's still 2 picks left and only 1 ban to go, and quite some counters to Pugna still in the pool. Though no
Yeah, there really are. Yeah. But the thing is, and the Retry really loves their early game fighting / pushing potential. We saw it with the last game they played. This is apparently their style of play, which they get really just around the Viper. They try to build around the Viper and then go for any hero that is good at pushing and team fighting. We saw the Leshrac last time. This time around to Pugna, similar sort of situation. They'll push down towers just as quickly as before, if not quicker. But the question is, what does Na'Vi pick up here to be able to try to take down Pugna or any of these heroes? Yeah, maybe. I mean, it could happen.
It's not really good with the ward, though, is it? I mean, that rot does take away from, like, does rot make
I'm not sure how the rot interaction works with ward. I'm sure it probably can't feel good. I think ward is any spell that gets casted, but then again, maybe ward's mana. Ward's mana, so rot doesn't use mana.
In a way, it's actually pretty decent, because if, like, I was just talking about aggressive mids needed for Na'Vi. Thinking about aggressive mid, you have got the Puck, the Storm, Queen of Pain, and
my God!
Oh, this
Radiant team pick.
It's the exact same team except for the Crystal Main that Aspera had. They might play this Wind Ranger differently, like a support Wind Ranger. But I don't know. It really depends. That's crazy.
Yeah, because all the heroes that I just mentioned are of course very mana intensive, and that's just doesn't really work against that Puck. Wind Ranger a bit less mana intensive, perhaps. Like we've seen Dendy's Wind Ranger, and it's definitely oh, and I just remembered the hero that I'm missing and that I'm really hope that Na'Vi is still gonna pick up and put the Wind Ranger as support. Give us Mirana.
Yeah, it's possible, but that is even more greedy than anything else, because that's 3 farming heroes and no one really plays Mirana as a support anymore for good reason.
Then
so
I
don't expect them to pick that up. Well, I guess that could work. Yeah, alright. I mean, I won't... Yeah, but then... It's still very greedy. This entire team is very greedy, and I'm not sure, though, what they're going to pick up with the 5th one. Maybe something crazy. This team seems a little bit more balanced than what we saw in the last game. Last game was more experimental. We talked about, but still, the Lifestealer, Weaver, Wind Ranger is also very greedy pickups coming out from Na'Vi, but they can make it work. They'll go for the Bristleback, however. Wow.
Okay. I think we're going to see an aggressive trialing coming off of Na'Vi. They can put Weaver on the safe lane. I like that a lot more than a Weaver on the suicide lane, as we saw in the previous game. But they can, like, Weaver safe lane, Lifestealer aggressive trialing with the Wind Ranger and I'm saying that wrong. Lifestealer, like, who's going to be mid?
It's going to be Wind Ranger, I'm pretty sure. Dendy's going to be on the Wind Ranger, and then
Lifestealer
Bristleback.
in the jungle?
No, actually, I don't know how this is going to work.
Is it support Bristleback?
Oh, they just picked up PGG Enigma.
Oh!
It's already Ogre.
Oh, okay, I have to tweet. It's my first reaction. I will tweet it in 2 minutes. I will set it ready.
I have to tweet. Hold on.
Hold
Somebody
on,
make
people.
a Reddit thread. What a game this is going to be. I'm excited.
I'm still tweeting, so you can talk while I'm tweeting.
All right. Well, there's people picking up heroes. Dota's about to happen. Game's about to be played. We're in. Excellent.
Okay.
You know, it's gonna be an interesting game. I talk about greedy. It doesn't get really greedier than this from Na'Vi. They have really one core support. Kuroki is actually gonna be focused as a Wind Ranger support, surprisingly enough. So it is gonna be Dendy mid on the Weaver. Wow. I have never seen Denny play a Weaver before. I'm not going to complain about it. That's going to be interesting to watch. I don't know if he is going to go mid. He should, theoretically.
Yeah.
He's going down bottom and throwing a Sentry Ward. He's actually wasted all of his mana just Shikuchiing down to throw this ward up.
He's going to go back to base anyway.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Because he needs to still buy items, kind of. Because he didn't do that
Wait a second.
yet.
Look at that stat. Wow. That seems
213.
weird.
Let me tweet that now. I wonder if that was 2 minutes. But yeah, 2 versus 13. It's not very good. Let's take a look at who is playing what, as we do have indeed Dendy playing the Weaver for Na'Vi on the dire side. We've got Funnick on the offlane, Bristleback. He got the wards back from Dendy. We've got Puppy on his Crystal Maiden, no surprise on that one. Havost on his Lifestealer, also one predictable one. Kuroki taking on the support Wind Ranger here, or will be on the top lane, protecting Havost. And yeah, the biggest surprise here is a Weaver for Dendy solo mid.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting to see how they play up against that. On the other side, for the retry, Hart is going to be on the Viper in that mid lane, heading down bottom, maybe seeing some action. Double damage, going to go on Funnick. Telekinesis, no.
Oh!
Oh, no.
Oh!
No,
He
Funnick.
has got enough mana for a teleport scroll, but how on earth is he going to get it to him within 3 minutes? Because he can't. You have to wait for the ranged...
Yep.
I don't think the courier can, like, the courier can sit on the
Courier
edge.
can't, no, it can't give it to him. I don't think on any ledge it can't give it to you. I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that. If it can't, what's going to happen is they're going to come back at 2:30 and kill him. Oh, he got it. No, he did. I was wrong. Okay, so only a little bit of time wasted and a little bit of gold, so surprisingly enough, it went okay. But back into the introductions, Nubik's going to be on the Pugna, PGG on the Enigma, Edie will be on the Rubik, and top lane to round it all out, No Fear on the Nature's Prophet on that off lane, who didn't go for boots, mind you. I really like boots on off lane Nature's Prophet, because you can get out of really bad positioning, but this time around, not going to be getting it early on here, so we'll see if he can survive before he gets those boots.
Indeed, Nubik on the Pugna. I have to say, I mean, he was a pretty good Viper previous game. Of course, they are putting the Viper now mid, putting the Pugna up against the Bristleback. Though I'm not too sure if that's the best idea. He does take a lot of harassment and the support. So right now, nowhere to be found. Rubik is very far away. He's actually looking to pull the quick wave back this way, as we have seen people do quite a couple of times. Just get that creep on the other side and pull the wave back with that Ursa Warrior and jungle with those. So we'll see how much experience Funnick is actually going to get in that Bristleback. In the meantime, the Viper up against the Weaver. I kind of favor the Viper here for sure. In terms of last hits, so Denny shouldn't be getting too much behind. He should still be getting the last hits. The only downside is that he's just not going to be able to throw out as much harassment to the Viper as Viper can do to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And the important thing to note, actually, is Viper has a really good skill build. He went for 2 points of corrosive skin before getting his poison attack, which is really smart, because Dendi, the only way he's going to harass him is with Shikuchi. And it doesn't matter if you can't hit him while he's Shikuchi, corrosive skin will do the job there. So if he keeps leveling that up, Dendi's squishy enough where that corrosive skin will really take him down and do some damage. Puppy got an illusion, roamed mid, tried to find a kill, but the wave was pushed out. I think he's just going to help Dendi back up to full, give him some more trees, and then head back out up to the top lane. Still, though, this greedy build, or greedy team, is going okay right now. The last hits are going the way of Favos for the Lifestealer early on here. Bristleback, you can see, is trying to find where they pulled. I think he realizes that it was at this creep wave here. And, of course, the one that...
Oh, wow, that's first blood right there. Danny dies. Too greedy for the Viper, and he just throws out 1-2 hits, gets a kill. Puppy might be in some trouble. Telekinesis comes out. There's no... Weaver Viper is not close enough. Can he still do something? No, I don't think so. He's too careful. Eat, though. Gets the kill. Who needs Viper? He doesn't... Oh, he does get an assist for that, I guess. But that was 2 kills here in the middle lane. Going the way of the retry. Good start for them, for sure. As,
yeah,
we might see Nubik die, though. One more quill would do the job. Phonic gets Malefice. Don't come back, Nubik. One more quill spray could do the job. The pause comes out. Nubik, run. The blast might be enough to kill a Phonic, but one more quill spray and Nubik dies.
They might be able to kill Phonic before 3 seconds, which is when that next quill spray is up. There might be enough right click, and Nubik will probably just run after this Nether Blast is up. He doesn't need to do anything else. If he stays, he will die, more than likely, if they can't kill Phonic in time, who has 1 point in Bristleback, which means his PGG won't do enough damage to him. I'm not really sure. They did pause, though. At first I thought it was a BM pause, but... Yeah, he's flaming his mouse. I was like, it's a BM pause, but then I'm like, no, that's not it. Nope. So already, though, the retry have quite the lead. Just with those 2 kills, the first blood going the way of the Viper, very nicely done. He's got 800 gold in the bank. He did go for bottle, which most Vipers don't do, but I do like that because it does give you regen. Rune control is also very nice. If you have like a haste rune on the Viper, you're going to get a kill. And the other question, is he going to go for another early game item choice in the phase boots? A lot of Vipers don't do that now either, but he is in the mid lane, so he might very well pick those up. And the one thing that is important to note is that at least Na'Vi is winning the top lane. So they're only winning 1 out of the 3 lanes here, which usually, it is 2 lanes that Na'Vi wins 90% of the time, because Dendi's mid on the Weaver, and he died already. He's already behind, so he's going to have a rough time, I think. And that should give way for Viper to take this. So, pause, mouse is getting fixed or something. I'm not sure what's happening.
No, let's see if Phonic I think actually he will die. There's not that much chance for him to get away.
He should die here. It's gonna do some damage, but he should die.
Well, oh yeah, if Bristleback takes 250 damage from the rear, we don't know how much he actually already took from the rear, but he will still take 200. Perhaps he'll still release a quill before he dies. I'm thinking. Like
yeah,
from the Bristleback. We'll see.
It should. It's going to be close, I think, either way. I don't think Nubik will make the same mistake of staying. Yeah,
he backs out. He backs out. Phonic is still trying to chase him down. Ah, 1 quill. He gets... No, he doesn't get it. 1 more hit. Boom! He takes it. Nubik lives. That's the 2nd kill that the Rubik gets, by the way. He is quite rich right now. We have a pause incoming from PGG again. The kill going to the retry 3-0. Though I do have to point out that lately we have noticed that early kills don't really mean that much. It all depends on how much tower control you get off the back of it, but it's definitely a good start.
Yeah, it is a really nice start. Phonic lived a lot longer than I thought he would. That's all I'm gonna say. He got way further than I expected. He got almost to like the river. It's just, oh gosh, what's going on here?
It is Lifestealer resuming the game. Host, bad mannered. Push to talk. Oh, I don't know. They're having Skype issues. That's the reason why we're paused. This was the same reason why this game was slightly late of getting off the ground, because PGG had to reinstall Skype. But apparently it didn't work, I think. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here.
Well, I guess we can wait. I mean, it's not like all of the games have been going and we haven't really had any pause issues, so that's fine, I suppose.
It is fine.
Let's see what else. Oh, looks like we're going.
Yep, indeed. Well, we saw the retry earlier today, And the one thing that we kept saying, or that I kept saying, I know at least, was that they had to keep the pressure on. Is that the same thing this game, you think? Or do they have a bit more leeway in terms of allowing them to make the game last a bit longer?
Well, I would usually say that they have to keep the pressure on, but the way the games have been going today, I'm not sure that's necessarily the case.
That's true.
They also have a black hole, which always means that you can take a fight whenever. So the late game, with that team fight potential, is there. Plus, they have a Nature's Prophet, which means split push and right click are available to them. Nature's Prophet does an okay job of being a semi-carry if he needs to be. So, you know, they always do have a time limit on them, specifically because Navi's Navi, and they'll get back into the game. They'll find farm, they'll find kills, and they'll find ways to get in. So that's the only reason I'd say they need to have, you know, they need to keep putting the pressure on, is because Navi is someone you need to really strangle until they, you know, decide to actually, you know, give up.
Well, that's a 4.5 minute hand of minus. So Vost is already right on track. He is still highest last hitter on the pool. Of course, that kind of escapade that Hart had was reducing his last hits a bit. He is second highest though. The one thing that bothers me, or worries me right now, is that the Pugna is so far behind compared to a Vost. That's actually quite troublesome, as he is the one to farm here on the bottom lane, on the safe lane. He's supposed to be getting ahead a bit, but not for him.
Well, you can't. It's tough to get last hits as a Pugna from time to time, especially in the early game. He'll probably do okay now. His tower's actually getting pushed in. It's kind of hard to last hit under towers sometimes. He should be just fine, though. Hovost here is getting the farm, like you mentioned. Open Wounds is going to go on Nope here, who has his boots. He might be in trouble. Oh, he's actually probably dead.
Frostbite coming in. He cannot TP out. He will die, indeed. Nice pickup. Good rotation from Puppy coming in, of course, as well. And Hovost taking the gold for that. Goes for the Treants. Gets those as well. Takes a lot of damage from that one though, but he does have a self, so he'll be fine. He can also lifesteal himself back to full, so he's gonna be okay. We do have Funnick in a bit of a tough position right now though. Nature's Prophet teleporting in for him as well. They really wanted him dead. Let's see what he can do with those quills of his. Telekinesis putting him back in front of everybody. He needs to have that backdrop. Okay, he's actually gonna be able to kill up Enigma. And he might actually live through it all. He is gonna live. Oh my god, 4 versus 1, and he walks away and takes a kill with him. That's bristle for you.
Ridiculous, yeah, that's amazing. Enigma's PGG's extraordinarily sad right now. They just committed 4 heroes or 3 heroes, I'm not sure which, to try to kill Funnick, and they in turn lost a hero. So that's not only time, that's gold that they could have gotten lost, that's experience that they could have gotten lost, that's Funnick grabbing experience and making space for Hovost in the top lane, making space for Dendi in the mid lane, who has an Invis rune now. He's also got Bracer. So just like that, with that scenario, I'm pretty sure they've single-handedly got back into the game with just that bit of time spent there. Now they're going to try to roam on Dendi and use maybe a Viper Strike. Here comes BGG. He's got Malphites. He's still only level 4, mind you, and Dendi's going to back off. He has Invis, so he's actually fine, it looks like.
Yeah, the sentry ward in the middle won't be enough range. Oh, that's in range of the tower. Yeah, that's fun. Good luck with that one. That's just kind of awkward. Nice sentry ward PGG. Might not be missing his black holes yet, but he does miss his sentry. Oh, I'm sorry. I flamed him. We do have life to take in the tower, though.
See, there it is. I knew you had the flame in you.
I quickly changed topics. Tower down top.
Everyone's got a little flame. That's okay.
Pugna dies bottom, and we are going to see the fortification coming out. I do think that they should be able to take this tower, though, unless actually Puppy comes in. They might be able to take down Viper here, because he is very low. One Frostbite power shot actually coming in from Kuroki will take the kill. Malefice and Puppy won't kill him off. Telekinesis drops Dendi back down, so they won't get more than just that kill on the Viper. And indeed, Bristleback Funnick was able to get a solo kill against the Pugna. Lived through it all. He is level 8. He's almost got his Vanguard, which I'm thinking he's going to go for. He is a level higher than Pugna, who is the safe lane farmer. That's quite scary right there.
Yeah, Funnick is having an absolutely fantastic game, and they've really turned it around with rotation. Dendi died once early on, and that was just him being squishy and not able to fight up against the Viper, and the rotation coming from Ida as well. Top lane, Hovost is farming like nobody's business. He's got 1,000 gold in the bank. Midas is off cooldown now, he'll use that. Miss a couple of gold per second here just because, of course, that Midas is off cooldown for longer than expected. That doesn't necessarily matter, really, at all. I mean, he's farming so well that he can afford to, not use his Midas for a bit of time. And he's going to use it up anyways right now, as you can clearly see. So they're farming away, and the Funnick kills have been really effective in getting them back in this one. And he's going to look for, again, Nubik. He's already getting Viscous Nasal Good.
Teleporting coming from Nature's Prophet, or at least threatening to come in. That's enough to force Funnick back. Of course, the Sprout would just save Nubik completely. It might actually be the end of Funnick if there were more people around, which they're not. But you never really know. We've got Enigma level 6, so we might see some black holes soon. If PGG actually has some money, he of course does have a soul ring. He's needed bottom as the shackle will latch. The power shot comes out. Pugna dies. Sprout comes in. Enigma, is he gonna try this? Kuroki still having a shackle in 5 seconds. He's not gonna try this just yet unless he gets a double. He doesn't get a double. It is Nature's Prophet that dies. PGG will be next. That is gonna be a double kill for Funnick. 3 people dead on the bottom lane with Funnick himself tanking up the tower. He doesn't care. He is gonna live through it all. And I mean, that was another big loss for the Retry that really needs to have their laning stage go well. They cannot afford to give these kills away, especially not up against the Bristleback that is already tanky enough as it is. And his Vanguard, he is gonna pick it up right now.
Yeah, these are 2 early game lineups. One would think that the team with the Pugna would do a bit better, especially since they have a PGG Enigma. Unfortunately, Nature's Prophet hasn't been effective. He's died a lot of times because of Funnick and on that Bristleback. Eid is trying his best. He's actually got 2 kills, no deaths, but he hasn't really been involved in too many kills. And Enigma, who's supposed to be in the jungle farming away till he gets something like a Blink Dagger or an early mech, only has boots and a soul ring. So PGG is pretty much not doing a whole lot here on this Enigma, and well, I know a whole lot about that, being a bad Enigma player myself. But with Viper, he is going to be going for a mech, not quite the early game mech that we saw last time from the Retry, so they've got to get something going here. Maybe a smoke. He does purchase up the buckler, which is nice. Still not enough to get the mech just yet, and Denny's still working on farming up effectively himself. And a Might is coming out for Puppy as well.
Yeah, Nubik is in trouble again. He's gonna try to blast and life drain Kuroki, but it's not enough, and he is the one to go down instead. One more hit needed, and Bristleback will have a mega kill streak. He is now 5-1-1. And Hate Train incoming. They really want to take him down. Perhaps 3 heroes in the jungle for the retry. They're backing off though, or at least they're not going to go for the lane. Funnick is going to find them with a full health bar and a Vanguard. I would say run for your lives and no fear in PGG. We'll see though. There's going to be some backup coming in with helping out Funnick, because I think he can take them both down if the fight lasts long enough. But it needs someone to be also a bit of a lightning deflector. Teleport's coming in for the retry. They now have 4 heroes on this bottom lane. The only one missing is the Viper. In comes the Malefice. Nature's Prophet ultimate as well. Funnick though, he'll be able to stay alive for now. He really wants to go for Eid. It is the shackle shot that helps out. The shackle up on Nofer doesn't latch on PGG. Nice black hole, but Funnick, he doesn't die. He's actually, he's gonna die to Nubik's Blast, but it doesn't matter. The power shots keep coming out, and that's gonna be double kill, triple kill for Funnick. Double kill for Nubik still, as he does take down the Wind Ranger as well as the Bristleback, but 3 for 2. Not a favorable trade, again, for the retry. Heart really needed to be there to help out, I think, as Crystal Maiden still gets picked up by the Rubik Eid, able to zap him to death with a Nova of his, the Nova of Crystal Maiden used against Crystal Maiden.
Yep. And Eid made the smart play of buying back. Had he not bought back, maybe 2 less heroes die for Navi. So Eid got back into the fight with a smart play for himself, but still. The Black Hole did as much as it could to try to take down Funnick before he started quill spraying and killing everyone again. Unfortunately, he had like one big quill spray that pretty much killed all of them. And it was kind of disgusting to watch. Every time I see Bristleback, I'm just like, well, I think Ice Frog needs to fix this hero. Just saying.
Yeah, if he gets ahead, it's so difficult to still stop him.
It really is. Then again, I mean, it depends, honestly. Maybe he's not super broken. Well, we'll see. TP's coming out. No fear of Shackle. Oh my god, Light of Heaven over here.
Yeah, Light of Heaven, Kuroki coming in. They look for PGG as well. I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue, or maybe it is. Power Shot still comes out. Kuroki takes himself the Enigma. Funnick will go down for it though, but another Shackle comes out. Kuroki should be staying alive. Nubik and Heart that wants to survive here on the top lane, but it's 2 for 1 in the end. Still a favorable trade for Na'Vi, even though they did take the kill, of course, on the Bristleback. Perhaps the retry can start with their push lineup a bit more. Start with the pressure, get some tier 1 towers, get Kuroki here as well. He's got no mana to get away. He will die. Puppy will running away as well. This should be, and Weaver actually dying on a different part of the map, mid lane. He was killed off right there. Eid helped out by the Nature's Prophet ultimate.
And this is what you expected to see coming out from the retry, is this early game pressure, this tower pushing. It's a little bit late, but it's certainly not, unnecessary. They needed to get it going. With this mech now finished up, they can definitely fight a little bit more effectively here. Still, they are down by a bit, I believe. It's actually 5,000 experience and 5,000 gold already going in Navi's direction, and that's something you don't want to have to give somebody like Havost on that Lifestealer, who has his armlet already completed. He actually hasn't really been involved in any fights except for one kill earlier on in the game. The Necros are starting to come in through for Pugna though, and this is going to be an issue for Navi, is how do you deal with that? PGG, still no Blink Dagger. He actually picks up a Staff Wizard. He might be going for a Necrobook himself, honestly. He's not really going for the Black Holes, just the Necros, it seems like.
Yeah, for now. I mean, they just really need the pushing power, because late game, they're not going to take it up against Navi, and especially not with this Bristleback that's getting more and more tanky. So every time they kill him, every time they get something going for them, they have to be able to take map control off the back of it. That's going to be their strength. They are still 5k gold behind, 7k experience behind, and is the highest mark. Yeah, Bristleback. On the offlane as well. Oh, Telekinesis Puppy will go down. Shackle though, PGG and Heart. Power Shot will go through them. These shackles from Kuroki, they're doing some work right now. The mechanism does come out, helps out keeping everybody up. PGG has still got that black hole, but without initiation, without any form of initiation for him at all, there's no way he's gonna get that in on both the Lifestealer and the Weaver, so good luck with that one.
Phonic isn't going to die ever now. He's got a Vanguard and a Hood of Defiance. He's so tanky, it's impossible to kill him. And, they could actually focus him down. I'm being a little facetious here, but he's still going to be killing everything. And I'm pretty sure they saw Phonic running through, or at least they knew he was coming, and they're like, no, don't fight this anymore. I don't think so, no. So, and that's a record-setting performance. PGG's getting ganked in the bottom lane. What a shackle shot from Kuroki again, with the help of Puppy, the two supports combining for the kill. The mid lane, you can see Havos is taking down that Nether Ward. They're just sitting mid. It's going to be a 3 versus 4 engagement, or 3 versus 3 actually if they wanted to fight. Phonic is a little bit of a bait, but they know, I think the retry know that they're not going to want to initiate on that hero specifically. They'll need to find somebody else to catch out.
Yeah, and they have to first either kill him or make sure that he is totally by himself. I mean, to be honest, Avos, yes, he's the highest farmed hero on the map. He's got an armlet. He's sitting on 3,500 gold, so that's most of his advantage right there, just sitting in his wallet. But he's doing well, and him and Phonic are just doing really well for Navi. Dandy though, this solo mid Weaver, I don't think it has worked out. I mean, fair enough. Navi is on the winning hand, so one could argue that they are making it work for them, but I don't think we're gonna see this again.
I'm not so sure. I think that he got off to a rough start. He didn't secure his farm. I'd agree with you. It didn't really work out, honestly, but still, it's going to take some time. Phonic's going to allow him to get online, but there's a fight happening.
Yeah, no fear. He's going to be shackled to one of his Necronomical units, and a black hole comes in, catches 2. PGG, make it happen to fool the Ration because the shackle was on cooldown. Phonic, though, still alive, as said, barely unkillable, no fear. He looks to be able to make it out alive. Heart is going to try to run from this as well. Lifestealer did die, but bought back. So is the retry that needs to try and run from this, as Heart is still doing quite a lot of damage to Phonic here. From the side, Nubik, run, dodges the Crypt Swarm, but Dandy's still chasing him down, should be able to pick up the kill just fine. It is a 1-for-1 exchange so far, with the Black Hole used in the buyback on a Vost. I don't even think it's that bad of a fight for the retry, considering they were fighting up against a team that actually still had that Aegis, and they weren't able to burn the Aegis down, which is quite a shame, but still decent enough, I think, to be happy about if you're the retry.
Yeah, I mean, that was about as good as it can get for that black hole for PGG and for their team. They couldn't kill Phonic, obviously. You saw how quickly Havos dropped when he was in the black hole in comparison to Phonic. Yeah, that's typical as a bristleback. But they weren't able to secure the Aegis. Had they gotten the Aegis, I'd say it definitely goes the retry's way. But now Phonic's just able to run rampant without... He's kind of gonna just... He doesn't really care about dying, it looks like, at this point. He just really wants to grab kills. He'll martyr if he has to. And with the Vanguard, with the Treads, with the Hood, his next item, I'm not sure what it'll be. It could be a pipe to try to push in a little bit more effectively, or he can build it into something completely different. He's certainly not going for damage, which I like a lot. Bristleback is not a damaging hero. Once Quill Sprays stop doing as much damage, then you kind of phase out as a damaging hero and let your other heroes take it. So Havost and Dendi have time to get online, of course. Havost is very close to what seems to be an Assault Cuirass already, and Dendi's probably going to get up to maybe either a Lincoln Sphere. No, it looks like he's going for BKB himself, so already Navi are picking up the items they need to get, but what about the retry? It doesn't look like it, except for, of course, the Necrobook.
Yeah, the Necrobook on the Nature's Prophet is there. The mechanism for the Viper is there, which is quite nice, of course, as well. And he's sitting on 2200 gold, so if he wants to go for Yasha right now, then he can. I'm assuming, though, that he's going to go for the same build as he did previous game, going for another Aghanim Scepter. We'll see if that is indeed the case. 4 stuff on Eid ready, which is of course quite important, but then again, Eid has actually got 3 kills to his name, so that's quite decent for him. He got a good start on his farm, but yeah, that's just, you know, it's the starting items. You don't see the core items up on the heroes that really matter, as Necronomicon also being built up by PGG. Who cares about Blink Dagger? Apparently, he just wants to go for the push. They just need to get that push going, I guess. They have decided that they are not going to win this late game, especially not up against this tanky Phonic, and they're just going to hope that he is going to kill himself on Necronomicon units, which might actually happen if there's 3 maxed out Necronomicons. I mean, he won't kill himself, I think, but he will be a lot closer to dying. And we'll see if that's going to be successful, as the Courier of Navi, what is it doing? Well, it's taking a safe route home, I guess. I can't even see that.
That would have to be a big misplay for Phonic to do that, though. I don't know if that would be the case, but you're all right. They do need to get this push online, and there is going to be a Midas, albeit a late one up on the Nature's Prophet. So they are going to take this a little bit later than maybe they'd like, but with the Midas, with the Necrobooks, you can see Nature's Prophet pushing around. He hasn't actually started split pushing as of yet. I think he's afraid of what might happen if he just jumps in lane, because really any hero can kill him, not necessarily alone, but they could do a good job of damaging him, and he has no real way of surviving just yet. He actually picks up the Necrobook recipe too, so maybe instead of going the Midas, he's going to be going for the treads, because he only has brown boots right now. Maybe I misspoke a little bit, but that probably is more accurate.
Yeah, because right now, I mean, if you wanted to have a Midas and you knew that you were going to go for it, you wouldn't already complete up your Necronomicon. I think your Hand of Midas would have been a better investment, but time will tell, I guess. If we do have a smoke up, PGG smoked up together with Eat, they leave the haste rune where it is, so that also the Viper can catch on and can help try and take down Kuroki. Kuroki, who is farming top, he's almost got his Orchid ready. PGG will find him. The Malefice will come out. Maybe it will only come out once he tries to teleport out, but we'll see. There's enough interruption to stop him from teleporting out. He should die here. Oh, Wind runs. Hello. Sprout up. Here comes the power shot out, but there's still Weaver around here. Viper around here should be enough, as the Courier is hanging in the forest. But yes, that's a good kill. They use a lot of resources to kill off a support Wind Ranger, though. And if like that could be debated. Like, they use a lot of time for that. A lot of resources indeed.
Yeah, you could say space was in fact created for Dandy down in the bottom lane to work on getting some more farm that he really needs. He's close to his BKB at least. So there is that. In the mid lane, though, you can see there is room for Phonic to farm away through. Also, Havos has just been AFK farming for the past, like, 20 minutes of the game. I don't know when he feels like fighting, but it's going to be soon with Armlet and Assault Cuirass. Really, there's no reason for him not to. So expect to see Na'Vi turn this around and try to go for some sort of engagement. I'm surprised they didn't go for one with the Aegis. It's about to run out. There's about 50 seconds remaining, as you just saw. A Yule Scepter up in the Bristleback. What a man. I think Quilch might still be able to go off in the air now. It doesn't really matter. He could always just chase people down with Yule Scepter, save his own life for Yule Scepter, so I like this pickup for Phonic.
Yeah, I like it a lot as well. It is just a very heavy control item. Both goes both ways, defensive and aggressive, as we are gonna see Eve kind of cut out in the jungle. He finds Phonic and Avos, or vice versa. He uses Wind Run. He actually is able to force himself up to the high ground. I don't think it's enough though. Phonic coming back in, teleport out. Nope. Hello, Yule Scepter. Doing work already, and a power shot comes out. Kuroki takes the kill. Kill secured, I'd say. For sure.
Yep. Already the Yule Scepter paying off, giving him an easy way to get the kill. Nicely done.
And PGG has to be careful here. He might be in some trouble. Still standing around. We'll get shackled to a tree and taken down as well. He was shopping. I kind of thought that he was going to go away, but going to get out, but nope. Wasn't in time with the teleport, so has to
tower is under attack.
feel the pain. That's another 2 kills taken by Na'Vi. I mean, we have the gold graph continuously plummeting. It's 12k in favor of Na'Vi right now. 14 to 15k experience in their favor, which kind of comes down to, I mean, everybody is level 11 or higher, so we do have those level 2 ultis up, but we have level 3 ults for the Bristleback and the Lifestealer, which is of course more important for the Bristleback than the Lifestealer in this case. But he's just, I mean, he was the off-lane Bristleback. He is just such a boss right now that, I mean, this is just as scary can get. There's no counterpart on the side of the retry for this Bristleback.
It's Funnick just playing his game, and Funnick's known for being an offlaner that can really do well and grab, you know, a lot of farm, really when it shouldn't happen. Havost does the smart thing, rages to kill up the Necro creep. That's, of course, the warrior, so that he doesn't take the backlash damage. He will get out of there, excuse me, last will damage, not backlash. So, they're going to back out for now. Quirky takes a lot of damage from killing that Necro, but they will deny the tower. Oh, Infest out. And will they fight this though?
It looks like they want to, at least the Retry wants to. There's still a black hole. Funnick so fast. Looks to be able to make it out. Still got Maleficent as PGG is actually looking for a black hole, I think. I don't think he should be trying this though. In comes a Shackle. Not just Nubik to an Eidolon. And it looks like Na'Vi is just getting themselves out of there. And they just Prophet teleporting in though. Finding Kuroki, still sprouting him up. They cannot make him TP out, or at least they stopped him teleporting out with the Maleficent coming out. No fear. Realizes he's in trouble. Tries a TP. But Funnick, Yule Steps are paying off once again. No fear. He's already got 2 stacks of quills. And Funnick is looking to get the 3rd one. Oh, denied. The black hole comes out. There's not enough damage coming out though. Or is there? Another Maleficent coming out from PGG. But he's already got 4 stacks of quills. Funnick, he is gonna drop 4 reels this time. The mechanism heals everybody up. Nobody actually died on the side of the retry, which is impressive. 3-0. They are going to get a tier 1 tower off the back of that one, but it is just a tier 1 tower, and this looked to be a fight that you would normally see about 35 minutes in, and it's only 25 minutes in.
Yeah, a huge fight, the retry. They really needed that one. That gives them a lot of gold, a lot of experience as well. And they're going to keep going for a tier 2 tower. I don't know what you can do on the side of Na'Vi, except for what Dendy's doing in case of split pushing, and he's doing just that. His BKB is done. You can see Go is drawn on the map by Purple. Of course, that is no fear. They want to try to take this. Look how many creeps are here, just taking down this tier 2.
Army. They're gonna go for it. They're gonna continue to go for it. They can outsplit push the Weaver, but Bristleback is back again in 10 seconds. So good luck with that. Nice Shackle. Legends at least 1 Necronomicon Warrior to a creep. Here comes a Mechanism again. Maleficent up on Kuroki, forcing him back. Puppy, who was looking for a freezing field, gets interrupted though. Still wants to go for it, and now with the telekinesis off cooldown, maybe not gonna be able to do it. But Funnick back alive means that... Oh, Yules. Hello. Last one alive. It was Nubik. He's gonna pay for the crimes of his teammates, and I don't think he'll be able to get out. Nope. Bye.
Nice. Savos went for a Diffusal Blade. He was able to diffuse that Decrepify right off of Pugna. Yeah, that was a nice play. I like the Diffusal very much. That's a very nice pickup coming out from Havos.
Yeah, nice kill also for Na'Vi. I mean, they lose their tier 3 tower still. That was fast enough. And they actually have done half the damage to the ranged racks as well, who of course don't regen. So we'll see. We'll see if the retry can create another opening for themselves, because their pushing strength is still quite fast. Like, if they get the opening there, if they win one fight and the lane is pushed out the right way, they're still going to be able to push very fast. But the problem is getting there, killing off Funnick, and getting Na'Vi so caught out that there's enough people down that they can actually just walk high ground and start killing buildings.
Yeah, it'll be tough to do though. It'll be interesting to see if they can get that done. On the side of Habos, TP, yeah, you have no bash, you can't kill him, sadly enough. If only you could defuse TPs, that'd be amazing. Also very imbalanced.
GG. Frostbitten there, finds Puppy, but Havos is around there as well. BKB turned on by Puppy. Nature's Prophet comes to teleport in, but it's gonna be too late for PGG. He actually still try to turn around, and No Fear just teleports in to die. We still have got some people coming in. Nubik looking to blast his way out to Havos, but doesn't really work out as intended. Maybe Viper can do something though. He goes for a Viper Strike, gets a Boast in it, pops his own Necronomicon. Everybody having Necronomicons here. Shackle won't latch Nubik to a tree because both trees are gone. Bristleback in the meantime taking an Aegis. He was there in there together with Dendy, so they were able to duel that one. And let's see them trying their luck on the bottom lane, because it looks like they're not backing off.
No, they really aren't, but Havos only has 1 life right now. He's got to be careful. He doesn't have buyback either, not that it really matters. If he dies, they'll just wait and they won't be able to push in. Funnick has Aegis. Havos has got to rage away. They know that they're taking too much damage here, so that's a tough fight for them. They will back off alive. Everyone's backing out of there, making it out. Of course, though, with the Aegis up, they can play a little bit more aggressively, like we talked about earlier. You could see No Fear is up top. That TP that he did down in the bottom jungle when they were getting chased was an awful TP because Havos was there with Puppy. It was way too much damage. He TP'd right into a freezing field and got hit in the head by a bunch of snow. Sadly, he died. So he is back up, though, in the top lane with that Necrobook level 3. He's actually trying to build 2 Necrobooks.
They're gonna get pinched right here. The courier is already in some trouble. We'll fly over Kuroki once again. One more hit and the Golden Roshan will die. Telekinesis comes out first though. Golden Roshan lives for a little while longer. Kuroki, can he get the last hit out? Yes, he can. Dendy actually gets it as Kuroki does go down. Dendy in the meantime looking for someone to kill off as Funnick, of course, just landing at squills. Rubik will drop. Looks like Nubik will be one to drop as well as Funnick actually trying to juke all the Necronomicon units right here. And he is actually gonna go right back into this fight. No fear again. Getting himself into a tough position. Nice black hole, but who is going to do the damage? Is it just going to be hard? He's already getting forced back. Funnick might still die. Still, maybe? Yes. But he has an Aegis. He'll be back up in just a moment there. Puppy and Dendy. Will they make a comeback? Will they turn and burn? They could do that with Funnick back alive to take all the heat. They might be able to indeed just make the difference right there. Dendy at least has come back. Puppy just not yet, though. And it looks like we have Funnick backing up as well. Nubik makes it back to base. Viper hides behind the tier 2. Still though, the retry, I found that they, if there wasn't an Aegis, they would have taken that fight.
I agree with you, yeah, and that fight could have gone so much worse for them, but they did a nice job of kiting everybody around. The black hole was really, really good for PGG. If that black hole doesn't hit Funnick, that fight probably goes drastically different. But with that black hole on Funnick, they were able to get him low enough to take him down as soon as he gets out of the hole. Dendy stays alive during the entire scenario, and there is a heart finished up for Havos, who is doing the most damage in the game currently. He's also level 20, 2 levels higher than Funnick, which is a considerable amount considering what Funnick's accomplished this game, and 21,000 net worth for that of the Lifestealer. He's really not afraid of anyone right now, nor should he be, and in fact, he's going to rage go right after PGG. One hit takes him down to about 3/4 health here.
Yeah, Shackle doesn't let Havos actually still slowed down. He has a heart, but if everybody starts hitting him, well, then he might actually die real fast. Doesn't have any more mana to rage or anything like that. He does go down. Dominating streak ended. Taken by the Rubik. Decrepify up on Funnick. Can they actually take him down this time? They might. Is this overextension from Na'Vi? Couldn't they take a fight off the back of this one? There's no buyback on Funnick. Actually, he took down the Necronomicon units, and that ended up being his undoing. He dies. That was Necronomicons working out for the retry, for sure. They also find themselves Kuroki, who's trying to teleport out, realizes it's not gonna happen, dies as well. 3-0. The retry are gonna try to force out some buyback. There's no buyback for Lifestealer, however. No buyback for anybody on Na'Vi, apart from the 2 people that are still alive.
That was huge. You mentioned Necrobook, you're 100% right, but guess what? Guess what happened there? With Havost, the reason he had no mana left, he got mana burn. I looked at all the Necro creeps that were in that fight. All of the Necro archers had already used Necro or their mana burn, so they burned Havost down. He could not infest, he could not rage or open wounds. He couldn't get anything done. And with no mana, no infest, that means you really can't survive in a fight if you're getting picked off like that. 3 big kills coming up for the retry. They're going to work on the tier 3 tower now. With the Necrobooks coming off cooldown in a couple of moments, they'll make them up again, but big blank for Puppy.
Oh, PGG, no mana for him, no cooldown on the cooldown off for the BK for the black hole. Wow, Crystal Main just with a big freezing field. He will get picked up in the end, and that's gonna be at least a 2-for-1, but it's still Pugna died, as well as the Enigma. Time-lapse from Dendy. He might still die with Heart chasing him down. They see him. They can chase him down. The slower's not there. He dodges that, and the Shackle comes out as well. Dendy makes it out alive. The Shikushi from Eid might still be enough to pick him up. He does have some mana if he uses the stick charges. He finds him. The telekinesis him, but there's not enough damage coming out from him. He runs from it, but I don't think he can. The heart in the meantime gets picked up by Funnick. That was a tier 3 tower dead. Great and all, but they lose 4 people and only get a Crystal Maiden in return.
Yeah, it really is, it's back and forth action again, and Navi's doing their best to deal with all of these Necrobooks. They finally take a fight. Look at No Fear, he's trying to go after Dendy. What a man. But he's probably gonna die for this. There's a Shackle shot. Yeah, you're dead now.
Yeah. Okay, so I called the Golden Roshan a Golden Griefel, but I called the Golden Griefel Golden Roshan, but it's still golden. It's a Griefel though, I guess. How do you get a Golden Griefel?
I don't know, that's a good question. Let's see here. It's immortal. PGG has one apparently. A reward for slaying a rare loot Grievil.
Oh,
that's what
that's
it
the one
says.
that was ice skating around last Christmas.
I guess so.
Yep. I remember. I never saw that dude ever in any of my Frost games. Whatever. I don't know what it's called anymore. It's not Dire type, but the other one. The one with the ice. Ice
The
skating over
Grieveling.
the water. The Grieveling.
I believe is what it was called.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, you could be right. Side the Vice up for the retry.
Oh,
a Weaver with a Basher?
Yeah, it's weird.
Radiant's middle tower.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't. Well, I'm sure that's fine.
I think he wants to go for an Abyssal. I mean, that would be quite nice. Whoa,
Yeah,
what are you
it's
doing,
the
the
A-blade.
post? He is totally cut out. There is Funny coming in to help him out. There might be enough. Avo still has that mana. There are some
Mana
Necronomicon
burn
units
gone.
pop, though. They are
Yep,
going to try to
done.
fight this 2-on-5. They should be able to take down the Viper. Viper, run! Black Hole comes in. Well, that is overextension. Lifesteal dies. Lifesteal buys back. Funny kills himself. A Necronomicon unit and kills himself with that as well. Or at least Nature's Prophet takes the last hit. Oh my god. They just both died. And there is no buyback for 5 minutes now on the Lifestealer. There is still buyback for the Bristleback. And it looks like the retry is going to try to force that out. Why did they do that? Are they just trying to make the retry fight them and then come back and then take a fight and push down mid? It could have been a bait, but it was a quite awkward bait if they did that on purpose.
That's the most. I can't believe that Havos would get caught out like that. They were so far in. I don't know what they thought was going to happen, and just he saw what happened last time with the mana burn. I don't know why he decided to do it again. This is just a free set of racks, even if it was a bait. But they're coming from backside here.
Yeah,
This
the
is
buybacks come out. No fear. Tries to teleport himself out. Freezing Field will kill him off before he can. Nubik, Shackle to a tree, will be taken down as well. That's 2 dead. I mean, it could have been
must
on
be a bait.
purpose. It could have been on a bait, but I mean, they do almost lose their range Rex for it. If Nature's Prophet teleports in for this, he will have the Rex. It's 1 hit.
Yeah, but still, I feel like it must have been a bait because they just come in from the backside and kill everyone. They're not even concerned about their Raxes falling. They're just like, yeah, we're just gonna kill people. It's fine. So they're gonna march down mid again, and hopefully Havos doesn't get mana burn this time, which has happened in the past 2 fights. Not that it matters anyways because it doesn't infest. So. Still, this game is getting out of control. There's an Aghanim Scepter on Puppy. I don't know, the farm's getting in somehow. The last tier 2 on the map is about to... Well, just kidding, there's a tier 2 top for Navi, but one of the last tier 2s is about to fall now, and maybe they go for Raxus here as there's no Pugna and Netherblast to deal with. This is actually...
No buybacks either. This could have been their idea all along. Like, go in, die, we'll buy back, and we'll end the game. 35 minutes in, the fortification comes out, but this tier 3 will still fall. Telekinesis of Funnick puts him back to the tier 4s. Malefice as well, he might be in some trouble. Yules, in the meantime, buildings are under siege as Avos is now only forced back. The Rex do not fall. Everybody's back alive again for the retry. They might be able, if they kill off Funnick this time, if they kill off Lifestealer this time, they might be able to take Rex on the side of Na'Vi. But for now, it's not gonna happen. Avos takes down the Necronomicon warriors while enraged, so won't really take that much damage off it as Denny pops a BKB. Time lapses, gets himself out, home safe. Eid, Ghost Scepter keeps him up for a little while longer. Lifestealer Infest will infest himself out. Nobody dies just yet. Another Viper Strike being landed on Avos, but he is not worried all that much. He is the Necronomicon unit killer right now. He takes all the units. Oh, that Shackle! Nubik and no fear. Nubik will be the one to die. 4-staff actually to the hike, but he will still die because Puppy with the Freezing Field catches out PGG Viper. That Freezing Field is just a wrecking ball right now. That is going to be only 2 people alive. And 1 is only alive because he just bought back. Only Rubik and the Viper alive. Rubik himself will die. Viper, I don't think he wants to leave his fountain. This is going to be tier 4 towers. This looks like Na'Vi is going to take this game home. Is going to end this day with a win for them, as indeed the bought back Viper will die in his fountain. That Freezing Field MVP, and of course Necronomicon killer Havos saving his teammates from utter damnation.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
My god, Kuroki with the shackle shots. What can you say other than that probably won them the game on top of Puppy's Blink BKB Freezing Field, which was fantastic. GG is called. This game was clowny as all can be, but in the end, Na'Vi take it in convincing fashion, I suppose.
And everybody buying Sanju Yashas for the stats in the end. Just because they could. Just for the stats, man. Sanjin Yasha coming back. Who knows? Maybe that is the case. Yeah, that was a pretty big Freezing Field for sure. And an enjoyable game to retry. they definitely show some fighting spirits, and I don't think we've seen one black hole whiff this entire game, by the way. I just want to give a shout out to PGG for that, because he had some great black holes in this game, to be honest.
He really did. He really did. So, yeah, shout outs to him for hitting all of them that he really needed to. He had some good ones.
Yep. And of course, this was our last game of the day. An amazing day of StarLadder. This was day 11. Tomorrow we'll start with day 12. We'll start at 1700 once again. Just a quick rundown of the games that we'll see. Thursday, we'll have the Retry once again. This time up against Roxkiss. We'll have 2 Alliance games in a row, with one up against Roxkiss and the other one up against QPad. And then 2 Sigma games, where the first game they will be up against SSD and the other one up against Aspera. So those will be our games tomorrow, starting once again at 1700, which is the same time, of course, as today. So make sure you tune back in then. And of course, thank you for doing the stats, Nahas, at Nahas Dota. Make sure you follow him on Twitter, and at ModDota2 for following him on Twitter, which is, of course, my co-caster. Do you have any last shout-outs or plugins that you want to give while here?
I just want to say once again, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to cast StarLadder. Got some great games today. Pretty much all of the games were absolutely fantastic. Really a lot of fun. If you enjoyed the casting for me, you can check me out on twitch.tv/ModDota2, as well as what Sheever said, which is twitter.com/ModDota2. I'll be casting later on this evening for people of an American audience or a North American audience at about around 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That'll be on twitch.tv/NeoDota. And that'll be about it. So thanks for having me, Sheever.
Yeah, thanks for joining me as well. It was enjoyable once again, as always. And of course, thank you to the viewers as well for sticking with us through the night. They were some amazing games. So I think overall, like taken like only per day, not looking at the separate games, but overall per day, I think this is the day with the best ratio of good games to watch, for sure. Some very great games. And that's saying something, considering yesterday we had Fnatic vs. Alliance and Na'Vi vs. Alliance. These games were more enjoyable to watch than those, I think. Maybe even. I think so. Yeah. So, yes. Thank you for being here. Make sure you check out the VODs if you missed some of the games, because indeed, like I said, they are worth watching. And you can do that, of course, on youtube.com/SheeverGaming. Also, on Twitter and Facebook, all under the same name of Sheever Gaming. So make sure you follow, subscribe, like, and all that jazz. And also follow on Twitter. Twitch. That's right here where you're watching. That actually does make a difference, by the way. I mean, it costs you nothing, but following people on Twitch makes a difference for the streamer. So I'm not just talking about me, but for example, also ModDota2. Give him a follow. It doesn't cost you anything, and it, like I said, it helps. It helps a lot. So make sure you do that, and make sure you come back tomorrow for more StarLadder action, because I don't think you're gonna regret a single second of it.